Every single time I watch that intro, it just gets my blood pumping. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your evening Gopher Talk with your one and only host, the Gopher, owner and operator of Craig's Gridiron Gophers. Tonight, we have a special guest with us. I also have the great one with us. There he is. Great one. You want to say hello?
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Appreciate you being on here, man. It's an honor for you to be here, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Been looking forward to it.
You bet, ladies and gentlemen. That's him. That is the voice of the one and only Coach Matt Fowler of our Oswego Indians. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Coach, we do appreciate you being on here. Definitely appreciate you being on here. Trey, give us a little input of what's going on tomorrow morning for the fans, please.
Absolutely, guys. Hey, first, I need you to like and subscribe. Hit that button, hit the subscribe. This is where you'll see Coach's interview after it posts. We're going to have some more stuff coming out with him. And, hey, 9:45, be up on Main Street in Oswego, Kansas. Wear red, some type of red. It don't have to be all red. But the great one will be there. So will the Gopher. I think you'll see the other, Wimp family fantasy gang up there with T-shirts and everything, getting ready to cheer our boys on. And the one and only head coach of the Oswego Indians, Coach Matt Fowler, we're going to send them off right. And the last thing they're going to see is Oswego, Kansas, hollering and cheering for them.
That's right. That's right, Trey. That's a good introduction there. The great one. Here we go, boys. I'm going to introduce Coach Fowler right. He deserves it. His stats are incredible. I love what this guy's done with the program. So here we go. Before we get this bus rolling towards state, we've got to take a second and recognize the man leading the charge, Coach Matt Fowler. Coach Fowler grew up in Lockwood, Missouri, where he played in 2001 state championship game before going on to play 4 years of college football at Sterling. This season marks his 17th year as a head coach, all in 8-man football, and his 7th year right here in Oswego, Kansas. Over that time, he's built a program the right way: 109 career wins, 11 playoff appearances, and a 2015 state championship with his Spearville Royal Lancers, a team still talked about as one of the best 8-man squads in Kansas history. Get you some of that. He's coached future pros like Willie Cauley-Stein. He's mentored generations of small-town players, and he's carried that same passion right here at Oswego, where he's led our boys to another playoff run and made this town proud. Most importantly, Coach Fowler and his wife Beth are proud to raise their 2 kids, Tim and Lydia, right here as part of the Oswego Indian family. Please help us welcome the man behind the headset, the heart of our program, Mr. Coach Matt Fowler. Thank you, sir. You betcha.
Oh, yeah.
You betcha. Beautiful, beautiful intro.
Yes. I mean, you talk about the stats, the family, the faith. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, it's kind of I don't know if anybody's got as good as one as him. I don't know.
All around, Coach, man. All around incredible person. Incredible
Absolutely.
person. Coach, how's this week been? Been tough?
Been a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, and I use that term kind of relatively because I get to coach football, get to be with those guys. It's been a blessing, is what it's been, because I told the guys on Monday what a privilege they have, because last Thursday, our classification, there were 48 teams playing football in 8-man Division I, and now Monday rolls around, and most of those teams had to check their gear in. The seniors had to check their gear in for the last time, and we're one of the 16 teams that, instead of checking out gear, got to check out a scouting report and get ready for another game. And only 16 teams in each classification. I told them today, after practice, look around at the field a little bit, enjoy this a little bit, and let's make it a goal to do this again next week. Let's do everything we can to try to earn us another week of football. So, no, it's been a good week. Preparation for the game. Always, it takes a lot of time, but it's worth every second of it. And I'm just grateful that I get to be around the team one more week. We got one more week together, and with these seniors and all the kids and the coaching staff, it's a family, and it's been a really good week of preparation and getting to have practice. It's been a real privilege.
That's awesome, Coach. That's awesome. Yeah. That being said, I got a couple questions for you. We'll run through real quick. We know you got a busy night and a busy day tomorrow. This community has rallied around our Oswego team all season. What's it been like seeing small town pride show up the way it has?
I'll tell you what, it's one of the best things that I've ever been a part of. it's part of the reason why I wanted to go into coaching and teaching in the first place. As you mentioned, I went to a small, 1A high school in Missouri, and then I've coached at small schools because there's just something special about the way a community comes together quickly. And honestly, that was one of the many things that drew me to coming to Oswego those years ago. A lot of it was for family reasons, get closer to my parents. But seeing the fire that grows whenever a community comes together like that. I saw that happen out in Western Kansas when I was at Spearville, see a community rally, and it's happening here in such a big way. And just the people around here, just top notch, just the excitement. That's another thing I'd say about this week. Walking the hallways and seeing the kids smiling and seeing the pride, not just the guys that are on the team, but it's everybody in that school, and it's everybody all around. I mean, that's what we want it to be. We want it to be, everybody has a piece of this. Okay. When that's Oswego out there on the field, that's not just the guys in uniform. That's us. That's when we succeed, that's what it is. That's us. That's our team. We're all in this together, and definitely have seen that. The generosity of a lot of people, which I think we'll talk about some of that here in just a minute, but just the pride, the excitement, looking forward to the send off tomorrow. Just absolutely, the community has been tremendous to me, my family, to our guys. And it's really been overwhelming and very much appreciated.
Absolutely. Being a hometown boy, obviously I don't live there anymore, Coach, but my most of my family, they all live there. And we were talking about it the other day, in the Marine Corps, we have a sense of belonging, but I tell everyone, like, being from that area, that is a massive sense of belonging that I had before I joined the Marine Corps. Like that type of community, because I've been around, big cities. I've been in, different countries as well. And, they don't have that. They just don't have those small town type communities that, that's why people don't want to, some don't want to leave, because it's like, they belong there. That's where they put roots down. And, most of us want to come back if we leave.
You bet. It's comfortable. It's safe.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, like we discussed the other day. I mean, that's what this whole week's been about, community involvement. Our boys headed off to second round of playoffs. This whole week, the Gopher Talk's literally been about that, and it's an honor to have you on here because of that reason too.
I wanted to add one thing here too, Trey. I wanted to thank you for your service in the military.
Yeah.
And awesome that you're in the Marines. My dad and both my older brothers were Marines as well. So I'm
Yes.
from a Marine Corps family. So very much appreciate service and everything that all of our military go through to give us what we have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell your family Semper Fi from me. I really appreciate that. Craig, you got another question for him?
You bet. That was super cool. Yep. You've built programs that win, from Spearville to Oswego. What's the secret to building a culture that players buy into year after year?
Well, I think one of the main things is, and it sounds kind of cliche, but people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. It's about building individuals, really. That's what program building is. You have to recruit your hallway. I mean, that's where it all starts. And when a student comes into the building for the first time, and I have them in 6th grade PE, I instantly look at them, down the road, what are they going to look like as a finished product? And I try to start there with them, try to start building a relationship with them, first of all, and start trying to build their confidence, showing them that they can be a part of something bigger than them. And that's kind of where it all starts. And just, loving kids, loving people. I mean, that's really kind of what it comes down to. I had a great experience in football. I had great coaches growing up and coming through everything. And, I've tried to take that. And like I said, that's kind of the biggest thing. And then having an identity, I think is really key too. A lot of the traditional, especially in football programs, across our state or any state, when you're talking about in a small school, they usually have a calling card, something that they're known for. When people show up to watch one of my football teams, one of the comforts in that is what you're going to get, what you're going to see. The guys that played for me 10 years ago could sit in the stands, and when we run a play, they can call out what that play was, and they can probably call out if somebody missed their block or something like that, because that's what it's all about. So we brand our program, we call it Pain and Respect, and the reason we call it that is at the end of the game, no matter what the scoreboard says, when we shake hands at the end of the game with our opponent, those are the two things we want to see in their eyes. We want to see pain because we played physical football, and we want to see respect because we treated them the right way and we played the game the way it was supposed to be played. And so, that's I think an important thing. So love is the cornerstone, okay, and then having an identity, scheme wise, buying in the weight room, you have a good plan, a good program as far as all that goes, and then kind of having a slogan to encapsulate that, I think has been a big part. But the truth is, as far as success goes, it's the kids I've had. I mean, that's really the bottom line. I have been blessed to have so many outstanding young people, that have come through. Some of them I've coached directly in football, but I've been a part of them. Girls programs as well. Seeing them in other things, being successful, just being part of the overall, picture. It's about the kid. It's about having people that are committed, that love and care about each other and will buy into what they're doing. So, some of it has been, things that I've tried to establish, but even more of that has been the kids I've been blessed to coach.
Absolutely. Awesome. I just had a couple of things, reading, Coach, obviously we got your bio, we did our research, guys, Gopher Talk. We're trying to be legit on this. We reading it, you're no stranger to the state playoffs. I mean, it's basically, you didn't you play there in high school? You played in the state championship game in high school, right?
Yeah.
And you've obviously, been blessed to win one as a coach. And you've got, what did I say? This is your 11th team you've took in the state.
Yes.
I mean, that's a feat in itself. You got, I know you got 12 state playoff wins, and right there in Oswego, you've almost approached 50 wins there in Oswego. I think you're 3 shy coming up. I mean,
something like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, next year you're going to be at 50 wins, and that's an achievement. I mean, as a football program, I can tell you when I played, if we got one win, it was a yay. So the fact that we're talking second round of state playoffs going on, we used to check our gear back before Halloween. We're playing November football. We're playing November football, and it's something to be proud of.
You betcha. What do we say on Gopher Talk? Get you some of that.
Get you some of that. That's right.
One more, Coach. When it's all said and done, what do you want your players to remember most about their time playing under you?
Boy, that's a good question, man. That's I would say, I just hope they had a good experience. I hope they felt part of the family and part of the belonging. There's a lot of things honestly, you could probably ask guys that have played for me and they'd probably give you about the same 2 or 3 answers, or at least give you the same 2 or 3 quotes. But I think bottom line was I love them, and I was always in their corner, even if it might not have seemed like it in the moment, was always in their corner rooting for them. And that the relationship between a coach and a player is for life. It's not just, for the time that they actually put the uniform on. It's that they, I still want them to talk to me. I still want them to call me coach. I still want them, to come back around and everything. But the game itself teaches so many lessons that stick with you. I always say that, we're in the process of building people. That's what this is. It's the people business. We want to produce, better fathers, husbands, community members, employees down the road. And so if they've learned anything from our program about being tough, persevering, being unselfish, giving up yourself for the success of others and learning to celebrate other people's success like it's your own, I think those are all things. So no quick answer there, but
you bet.
Probably a number of those things.
You betcha. Yep. The great one.
Oh,
he said it the best. We just talked about that a couple of days ago. Coaches, yes. You said your 5th grade coaches replying to our Gopher Talk. We just talked about playing with kids 6th to 8th grade that we didn't remember, like on the traveling team. And we still got the Shrep dogs. He still talks to us.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely. You know,
sometimes.
the little league, you know, the coaching, you know, and I can, you know, I'm about to start coaching, you know, my fifth and sixth grade girls in rec basketball. I coach them when they were in third and fourth, and I've coached a lot of areas in the Marine Corps of basketball. And you know what's crazy is that I still run back, and the plays that we run are the plays that I ran in high school. You know, it's ingrained. Yeah, you know, Duke, you know, you still run those plays and you try to make them work for third and fourth graders. And then you understand, wow, third and fourth graders run this play. Why was I messing it up when I was a junior in high school? You know,
Why was we running 15-minute sprints all the time?
yeah, yeah. And then you come back and you see them, you wave to them, you still, like Coach said, you still call them coach. You know, you still call them coach, and those are memories that people are going to have forever. And that's just core memories. I feel like, and we talked about the other day. You know, our coaches, they give us core memories. Whether we were good in football, bad in football, you know, whatever. It's a good core memory to have. I did have one question. You know, the great one. Yeah, that's me, Coach. That's what I call myself. I've got to get in here and ask a question. You know, it's kind of more of our vibe. You know, garage football type stuff. You know, when you win, you know, you beat this team 60-26 at home last week, right? Wasn't that, yeah? I watched it. I saw the players picking up everybody. You know, you know, the pain of respect is definitely your motto. But my question to you is, when you win, you go home. What's your post-game meal celebration? Like, what do? Do you turn on the film, start watching next week, like they say on NFL? What do you do, Coach?
Well, you know, usually I kind of sit in my lazy boy for a little bit. Okay. Let me gather myself a little bit. Well, actually, first of all, I come in and I say good night to the kids if I haven't already. You know, we read the Bible, we pray together every night. Okay. So we do that. We do our family reading and prayer. If it's an away game, I probably missed out on that. So I catch up on that on my own. Sit down in the chair, take a deep breath for a little bit. If I'm home early enough and they've got the you know, the one of the local shows that has the highlights of all the games around the area, like KOAM or whatever, I'll turn that on and watch that a little bit. And then I always try to watch our game film the night of, because then when I wake up in the morning, then I'm ready to get to work on that. So really, it's nothing really fancy. I mean, it's kind of, I take a deep breath and then I go back to work. You know, that's it's there's a lot of hours that go into it. So you know, I try to set myself up for the next morning to where when I get up, you know, then I'm ready to go right to work on the next week's plan, because I've already watched the film from the previous game and it's already kind of behind me, good or bad. You know, last week it was good, you know,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
oh
I'm
yeah,
ready to move on when I wake up in the morning. Yeah, that's
oh yeah.
awesome.
You know,
Awesome. Just never stops, never quits.
oh yeah. I got to take the
Never
sunglasses off for this one, Coach. Is there anything you want to touch on for tomorrow, about, you know, time, where they can watch it, anything like that? Just anything you want to touch on?
Yeah,
Shout outs.
sure. Well, you know, first thing I would say, you know, obviously be up there for the send off. I know you guys are going to make sure everybody knows that, and grateful for that. It's going to be awesome. You know, one of my favorite things about that send off is, you know, we go around to the schools, we go around to the grade school, and those kids all have posters made and everything, and they're going crazy. You know, then of course we come down Main Street and then we go out by Service Valley, and out there, man, they go nuts. Like Service Valley last year, I told them this year, you know, last year we kind of went up just kind of by the road and just kind of waved at them, and they were going crazy. I said, we've got to pull through we got to take our time and actually go through you know, through their drive through this year. We got to go through the driveway. As far as if you are out there in the community and you can't make it to the game, which I totally understand, but you want to watch it, there will be a watch party in the Oswego High School Commons area. My wife will actually be running it, because to live stream the game, you have to have an NFHS network subscription, which if you're just going to do it for a month is like $14 a month. And a lot of people aren't going to want to do that. So my wife will have the game being shown up on the big screen in the Commons area. You can bring your own food, whatever. I think she's opening the doors at 5:45 officially, but she'll be there before that. And it's for anybody in the community that wants to come and watch the game there. They're also, I put it out on Oswego community, but there is a radio station out of Russell that is going to be doing the game also that you can get onto. It's 107.9. I think it's KSKL or something like KSRL. Anyways, they're going to have the audio of that. So that'll be going for those that aren't able to make it to the game, but they want to be part of it. So I would encourage anybody who wants to come to the watch party, especially if you're going to be there, be loud, get after it. It's going to be a big time challenge tomorrow night. Lincoln's got a great football team. They're playing well. We are too. And so it's just going to be what November football is all about. We need to play our best game tomorrow night, and that's the way it should be in November. That's what should be expected of you to advance. I love these guys. I'm proud of them. We always say compete regardless. That's another big phrase we have. And that's what we plan to do tomorrow night. Compete regardless, no matter what takes place out there. The breaks go our way, they don't go our way, whatever. You get on to the next play and you just keep going and see what happens at the end of it. But I'm excited about tomorrow night. I'm excited about the day itself. Just going to be a tremendous day and a great day to be an Oswego Indian.
That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Coach Matt Fowler right there. Get you some of that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Guys.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Trey, I know you got a couple plugs you want to take care of right quick.
I do. So we got coaches, hang tight. Just hang tight with us, coach. So we got, hey, Black Crow Trading Company. They're our sponsor, full-fledged sponsor. Go up there, get you a T-shirt. However, she is closed tomorrow. They're going to the football game. They'll be back open on Saturday at 1. But, get the Gopher Talk T-shirts up, running. And, we really do appreciate all that. And it's so much. And then tomorrow, Gopher, help me out on this. Bates, fencing, and welding.
Yes, Jeremy Bates, welding and fencing. Jeremy Bates, welding and fencing. Super incredible gesture. Any football player, coach, I believe, any football player and the coaches can go up to Circle L Cafe right here in Oswego, eat breakfast for free that morning, and Jeremy will float the whole bill. Guys, that is an incredible.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Super awesome.
Tremendous. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
You bet. Huge shout out to you, buddy.
Awesome.
Huge shout out.
Circle L and Oswego better be on notice. I think she's tracking. She better be ready. Them boys are hungry.
Be ready. And they opened, just let everybody know who's watching this, they want to go up there at 6 o'clock in the morning, I believe is her opening time.
Yep.
I told the guys be up there no later than about 6:30 so they can make sure they get everything and get to school on time.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
It'll be a lot of fun.
You bet.
Absolutely.
You bet. The great one, you got anything?
I do not. I thank you, Coach. From me, I really appreciate it. It means a lot, and we want to make this right. And we're glad you came on. And man, thank you so much. And go beat them tomorrow. Go beat them tomorrow, Coach.
Thank you guys very much,
Coach. Anything else?
Let's go Indians.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard him. Go Indians. You guys, I hope you all enjoyed our guest tonight, Coach Matt Fowler. Incredible guy. Did an incredible job with this program. Does well with the boys. Everybody out there, he does a good job with. He's always involved in something. We just want to thank everybody for watching. Subscribe. You know how to do it. TikTok, follow us. Facebook, follow us. That being said, once again, we want to thank Coach Matt Fowler. Tomorrow, Oswego Indians. Get some, boys. We'll be there to root you on. Being one-sided real quick, number 52, if you're watching tonight, love you, buddy. Good luck tomorrow. Let's go get them. That is your Evening Gopher Talk with your one and only host, the Gopher, Coach Matt Fowler, and the great one, the Gopher, signing off.